Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. So I hope you are enjoying the series layer by layer that we have added the things in this diagram. And if I have to see this diagram in the current state, I will see it's pretty much complicated. But if I have followed from the step one, from the video one up to this one, I know how to draw this diagram. So that is the beauty of this one. If I am able to draw it, my purpose of teaching you and giving the information is beneficial, and I'm happy in that case. If you're directly coming to this video, I highly suggest you go ahead and watch the playlist first. Like from the first video, watch this one. Last video we talked about the cache layer, how it can help us improving the performance and reducing the latency whenever serving the content to the user. And this caching was playing role whenever we were accessing the data from the database. We also have seen one of the use case. If I open google.com in here, not this google.com, yeah, this one, correct. So if I inspect this one, if you remember the first video, I have shown this to you. If I go to network call in here and if I refresh this again, I can see that there is huge number of requests going to server and coming back, and this is the amount of transfer that it is taking into account. Like it is doing these kind of transfers, right? So just to showcase this page, this account, these tabs, these images in here, there is a lot of things that is transferred from the server to the client. From the server, that means this setup, and to this client, mobile to the browser. Mostly things are static. If I show you this one on the element section, that this HTML page, so there is a not this one. If this script I show you, images, these are the images that it has picked from the server and it is just showing in here. This is the font that it has loaded from the server and it is showing in on my client browser. These are the JavaScripts that it has loaded. This is the CSS, and this is the media files. Media files are not there, manifest is not there, and other things are not there. And this, all of these things is there to make this complete page. So mostly whether this google.com, whether I am opening it or you opening it, this content is going to be pretty much same, just this image is going to be different. So whatever static information that server is transferring, if I can store it locally somewhere, so that I don't have to call the server again and again for the same script, it will improve the latency a lot, considering you see that how much amount of time it is taking to make one transfer in here, right? So if I say everything is being transferred from in here to the client, that will be like pretty much costly and will take time to do this one. So you might have realized this one. If you are streaming any video on Prime or Netflix, you might have noticed initially the video is kind of blurred, but after certain point in time that video comes in HD quality. This happens in YouTube also and other places, and we say that connectivity's got better there, right? And this is the one reason that connectivity got better, and another reason is this topic that we are discussing, CDN, that is content delivery network. Content delivery network is a system of distributed servers that delivers web content, these HTML, streaming contents, media files, JS, font, images, these kind of things, other digital assets to the user based on their geographical location. Geographical locations, that means if there is some content that is stored in the database and that database is hosted in India and someone is accessing it in Brazil or USA, that will be pretty much costly, like because each and every file, everything it needs to load from India. So if I compare it from an user that is accessing it from India and someone is accessing from US, so person sitting in US will see a lot more latency than the person sitting in India. How this can be fixed? So there has been this, like there are companies who have set up these storage throughout the world at different geographic locations, right? So they can be used by the service providers to be used, and these CDNs, these computer networks, these computer servers, if I show you this diagram in here, so whenever this is requesting first time, it can load the details from there. Another time, whenever when that information is stored locally, it does not have to go to the US again. So let me just put this diagram in here. So just to make it a bit different, let me make it a bit color coded in here, CDN. So I hope this is a bit visible. So let me increase font a bit, 24 in here, so that it's yeah, now it should be visible. So first time when the request is going, this will go to the API gateway and server again, but this interaction will happen in here also. Now whatever request it is making, it will make the request to the CDN. If it is not available, this will fetch it from this not this one, but this API gateway in here, right? So the client will request the information from the CDN. So whatever the information is there, it will call it and it will get the information from there, right? This first time, consider a scenario when the first time it is hitting this one, so it won't have that information, right? So it will store that information that first time. All right, just you come here and then it will respond to this one. And second time when it is requesting, that information will be available in the CDN. So now client does not have to go to the server that is sitting in India, and that round trip will be saved. That is how, this is the one reason that you say that buffering of the movies streaming on the Netflix and Prime Video gets better after a particular point in time, because all of that content is stored in a CDN, and instead of getting that media or that static information from the actual storage that is pretty much far, it is being loaded to your device from the location that is pretty much close to you. So pretty much, like if I talk about the example who are the CDN providers, so AWS is one of the CDN provider. There are others as well that provide the CDNs. So they have their own storage available throughout the world. They give you the facility to use it, but they will charge you. That cost comes into picture obviously, and so there is problems also with this one, right? So how if there is any update on the server side, how will I make sure that CDN is updated? So CDN also provides the APIs so that I can invalidate any older version or any inactive content in there, so that if that content is not available there, it will fetch that data from the origin, that is server. So in this term, like the original location is called at origin, and this is the CDN that is in place, right? So these are some of the examples, like improving load times because we have geographical proximity. That is how the latency is reduced. Another advantage that it gives us, that it reduces the load on the server, because now for each and every request, it does not have to put a load on the actual server. It will, for the static information, basically all the dynamic content will be retrieved from the server only, from the databases and cache layer only, but the static information will be retrieved from in here. So because it has offloaded that traffic, and efficient load distribution is also coming into picture. It also enhances the scalability part, because CDN is the third party provider and it takes care of that one. Scaling, if there is huge load, this will take care of that one. Global reach is obviously there, because this network is distributed throughout the world, right? So these are some of the advantages that CDN gives us. Ultimately, if I see what benefits it's giving, it is giving us the better user experience. Whatever part of the world I am sitting in, I don't care. if I want to stream my Netflix, so that will be served without any issue. That is the thing that I want with this one. So now that is the information about the CDN that I wanted to impart. So in this diagram we have one more point integration in place, that is CDN. So I hope you got the understanding. Still, if you have any confusion, any doubt, any use case around CDN, put that in comment section. So next, after CDN coming into picture, we have message queues. This is yet another important concept in the distributed system and architectures. When we are talking about the billions of requests and unlimited scale, this plays very important role. So I'll explain that in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.